Ladies and gentlemen, I am Jimbo the Fuzzy, and welcome back to Stellaris. Currently, we are looking at some more internal things while we wait for any treaties we have with the United Zum Provinces to wear off. Till 2469-0701. It is 2467-05-15. Make that 16 now that I've paused. We have a little over 2 years in which to figure out what we're going to do about them. At this point, I'm strongly thinking just give them to the Zum Associated Sons and let them sort everything out. In the meantime, we have more technology to research. I think, looking at this list, again, they keep giving us explosive weapons, and we're not using explosive weapons. More station damage might be helpful if our stations were attacked. Kinetic weapon damage we're not really getting much of. Kinetic weapon attack speed would benefit our... Well, we do have those flak cannons which deal with strike craft, so... maybe a little that would be nice. Nicer than another armor boost. So, yeah, let's go with that. And unpause again. And speed things up again. But until 2469, July of that, the Spookslook Union, these guys over here, entered into a non-aggression pact with the Lulundra Accord, which these guys who are here and here and here and they're all over the place. So this nice blackish color. Anyway. One thing I thought of recently. We never did build a colony ship for Raxum, did we? We should do that. Let's see here. Colony ship. You. Anyway. One thing I was thinking was our governor, Yahark, has leveled up. A gentleman running the Raskamir sector. Congratulations on skilling up to level 5. One thing I was thinking about between episodes was I've mentioned armies and health of armies and how it can be very, very annoying. We have unemployment on... Wow, you guys grew... You all migrated in, didn't you? Well, planetary administration. Deal with that. Magmil says, okay. You guys I can deal with. And then over here, I'm going to need to deal with... I'm gonna need to put in things that I can't yet. But we still have +6 food. Between front... Okay. Anyway. I'm gonna figure out what to do there shortly. You are unhappy. Why are you unhappy? Recent... Oh, I integrated you. Okay. We want to employ pops. Deal with them in a bit. But what I was saying... What I've been saying about the annoyance of having to micromanage healing your armies like this is that in one of the developer live streams before the game released, or around the time the game released, the gentleman who is currently the lead of the project, game director, its title, He said that this annoyed him, and that they needed to be able to heal in space. That was well over 3 months ago, and has anything been done about it? Well, I think we know the answer to that. And now we've still got 4 guys in orbit. The thing is, to make this work properly, you have to actually have a planet, to make this work in a reasonable time frame, you have to have a planet that's completely undefended. Which also makes no sense. Why would I leave one of my worlds completely undefended just so my armies can go there for R&R? Anyway. Transport fleet, group them all together. 44. That's the number of times I've landed troops on a planet, although I suspect a good portion of that is just trying to heal up my armies. 15 assault armies and 25 gene warrior armies. That's quite a bit of potency. Also, looking at my fleets, we have this, which 15 jump carrier class ships. I think we could replace the battleship and cruiser part of the expeditionary starflocks. Also, what our faction's looking like. Raskamir Raskamir Nationalist Union is still I think we went through, and these guys are all the ones we have problems with right now are xenophobes. So, colony established. Congratulations. That was down here in Saramore, where we don't have anything, so okay, have fun. Devasa, interesting. A nice place to expand, so might Pharathon. The southern border really needs some armor, some sort of defense. I've got a defense station in Bijal, which is my sector capital. I do not have one over in Raskamir. Go figure. Your research... Why didn't I grab a construction ship? Good question. Alright, Raskamir. You are going to come have a military station, the Hangerlands class fortress. And you're build one there. And build one here. There we go. And you're going to build a wormhole station there and there, because it's probably more efficient that way. In the meantime, I'll just blow this one up. They are cheap. They're only 0.25 energy per month, I think, for upkeep. And they give us the ability to pop around much more quickly. Which raises the question of why I don't have more of them around here. Alright, because the game was getting very, very annoying in my attempts to build them. But I can put one right here, because this looks like it's... I'll put one over here.
Incoming transmission.
Trade deal offer. In our allied states would like to trade star charts. Sure. Kargas could also use one, probably. Well. Yes, you can go there. Notice that's still showing up. I think there might be a bug in wormhole stations. Well, stations in general. And how they're placed if you're trying to queue them up across multiple systems. This might be a good place to build a military station. Except I can't because I have a military station queued up in another system. Even if I change construction ships, it's still queued up. Which, I'm not gonna lie, that's more than a little annoying. We have a scientist who's leveled up. One on our home world. Ah, it's 2069. Good. But a normal station here definitely makes sense because it's so close to the edge of the gravity well. And putting one right here just to make colony ships a little faster. That definitely makes sense. So, do we go you and Kursa? You and Eskimir? I think it's time for some forward staging again. Hifness is definitely a good place to put a fleet. We're losing energy. Oh well. And this transport fleet will also come enter orbit. And we shall wait. Losing energy every month. Yay. That's normal for our empire. Oh. I guess we have to call ourselves an empire at this point. Just looking at the size and how much our essentially centralized government actually commands. Okay, you're done with your construction. Spaceport just finished. Okay. Let's see. We have more than enough food off this. We only need 9 food. We are getting 10 off this tile, off the bottom left mill tile combined. So, since that is the case... Empire bonus, yeah, Empire bonuses are being really nice. I'm going to start with the virtual combat arena. And after that, I'm going to add Ingos Habitation Station. Huh. That's good use for Ingos Vapor. Since I can't add any more happiness boosters, I'm going to add a military academy. So he has something to do there. After that, I am going to have this gentleman build a power plant. Along with this gentleman, also building a power plant. And this one will build a power plant. Yeah, we can suppress the minerals. This one will build a mining network. I don't mind suppressing that. And this one will also build a mining network. And that will be helpful. In the meantime, the transport fleet has shown up. why is the first home starflock coming in? Thought I... Did I grab the wrong fleet? I think I grabbed the wrong fleet. First expeditionary starflock is one that should be coming. You should go back to the home world and protect that. Go. Have fun. And I'm probably gonna need to refit it at some point. It's not like that causes a problem for us, does it? Not really. Alright, are we ready for another war? They have... Oh, what do they have? A battleship. With a whole lot of tachyon lances, plasma cannon, torpedoes. Are they using my tech? I think they might be. Hyper shields. Yeah, they have to have access to my tech. That's interesting. Because there's no way the Zum ever got neutronium armor. Yeah, you don't see any of it here. They did get hyper shields though. But they're still in particle lances for their cruisers. So, I think our allies can handle this. They will not accept vassalization. So, in that case, the Zum Associated Sons, we are going to declare war. Athgam, hegemony, Athgam. Okay, Lhasa. You have... Might as well just go down the entire list for all their... And find... There we go. Lhasa gets seated. Vitalia gets seated. So this system is now seated. Or will be. Fertil's Web here in Ulthon. Mylan's Marrow gets seated. Barakilism, Barax, Pash, Smir, Thanaz, Rigus, Yodbin, Tezram, Redama, and you get seated. Hathgum, 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 Zum, Hathgum, 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 Zum, and Hathgum. I think that's all of their provinces. Let's take a look. Ulasa has two worlds, Furtest and Fortalia. Furtest and Fortalia, good. Uthon, here, has Fertil's Web, good. Zudabon, over here, has Morton's Marrow, good. And Inist is good, and Redamon is here, which I haven't surveyed. That's Firin, and that looks like everything. Oh. I can't. War score cost is too high because that's probably their capital world right there. Alright, which planet do I... I'll leave their capital. 94 war score. We can get that. And we can easily handle the Hathcom hegemony. We're going to confirm this. And the Zum will be down to 1-star system after far too much time of holding the galaxy. Or thinking they have the right to rule the entire galaxy. So with that in mind, first stop is bombing furthest, which is their own wall. I don't know if the Hathcom hegemony is really going to try and get involved in this fight. They will to some degree, but I don't know to what. That's, I mean, they're allies, but this is clearly a lost war. This is something that the United Zum Provinces have no way of winning a war here. And what do they want?
Hostile fleet engaged.
They want to humiliate me, and they want me to give all the planets back. Nice try. And... oops. I need to turn down the speed for when I'm at war.
Situation log updated.
Okay. Transport fleet. You might want to come enter orbit here. On the grounds of these guys are about to start bombing everything to pieces. They have synthetics and Zum and more synthetics, and I never wanted this war. Oban Shard has declared war on Kiloxan Imperium, who have a rival. They have no allies. Oban and Shard wins that one. They've decided to actively become the Galactic Police. Finally, after how long? I guess it really doesn't matter, does it? The fortifications here are coming down. They have a lot of fortifications here. And a lot of upgrades. As our planets are equally well fortified. At least you would think so, with us having the same tech. Right? Damage dealt to defending areas will be decreased by 65%, and we've bombed down most of their fortifications. Look at the look at the numbers. Down to 1,000, they still get 1/3 reduction, or more like 40%. It's not until it's under 500 that it really turns into an increase. So now we will launch our attack. All the little ships come down. And now their armies go away. Armies and garrisons. Yeah. And that planet is ours. Next up is this one. And we'll Embark all of you. And come into orbit. You guys, you're free to slime molds. Cute. Yep, you're free to go garrison. Good. But as I said, I don't really know how much the Hathcom Hegemony is going to get involved in this, if they even do. Because there's nothing for them to fight for. I mean, negotiations are, they get 100 influence. And yeah, that's kinda nice, but at the same time, are you gonna go to war with someone who's beaten you back 3 or 4 times? For 100 influence? Wow, this is not gonna end well for them.
Research complete.
They hit the ground first, and I hit the ground second. And now there's nothing left. My guys are coming up. They have android infantry. Next spot. Next stop is definitely going to be dealing with this transport fleet over here. Now I'm gonna check on what Tiblik Tertius is doing, and it's still building there. Spaceport needs to get filled out. I wanted engineer. Drone observatory. There's no science on this planet, so no. I want engineering. Don't engineer bay. Would it be building anything? I don't know.
Hostile fleet engaged.
Crew quarters, definitely. I don't need growth. I don't need the Angos refinery. Fleet Academy, why not?
Research complete.
Dark matter reactor. I put that in. Ethics wise, these guys are fine. Next stop, Uthon. We're gonna go sail up Fertile's Web. And we've completed the research of flash coolant. Excellent. More shield hit points would be good. More energy credits would be good. I'd like to be able to deploy more fleets at once. And oh, we've been leaving this empty for how long? 3 months? Ugh. Strikecraft damage, probably not bad. We've got enough minerals for the moment. Ship hull points, that sounds good. I'll leave my stuff living longer. But again, as I said, it's like, what reason does the Hathcom
Fleet engaged.
Hegemony have to seriously get involved in this? And I really can't think of any. They might. But I can't think of a good reason
Situation log updated.
at all. Oh, hi. That's getting nowhere. Let's follow you. I really am a fan of this. And now we've got a space station in orbit. Spaceport. It's gonna die, and well, my the Zum associated sons will be significantly wealthier.
Hostile fleet engaged.
Got a spaceport and a science ship, and that science ship isn't gonna be there much longer. It's hostile, or so. I'm sure the status report will read that it fired upon my ships or tried and ram them or something. I'm sure these guys have all sorts of creative ways to justify their actions.
Planet lost to invasion.
What? What kind of invasion did they launch?
Hostile fleet engaged.
And they instantly get a space... They got a spaceport back instantly. That's just rude. No, and my... Okay, this is beyond rude. This is obnoxious. They instantly got back a spaceport, which is now able to attack my transport ships. Beyond that, my transport ships can't actually land any armies because they're no longer in orbit, so they can't stop them from taking back this planet as well. Which is going to put up another spaceport right here, which my transport ships won't be able to deal with. Oh, how annoying. Oh, look at this. I can't... Now I can leave. Can I? And how are the fortifications that high already? This is annoying. This is beyond annoying. This is to the point of the AI is having advantages the player doesn't. Or the AI is behaving in a way that the player cannot.
Hostile fleet engaged.
Now where's the spaceport? Did it die before I could even see anything? Now I've got to siege down 2 planets again because... well, 1 planet, I think. No, they took this one back too. They took them both back because I could not do anything about this one because my transports were locked in combat with a spaceport that couldn't even fire on them. And they had... do my transport ships have... No, they don't have any weapon slots. So they literally were stuck in a fight they could not escape by any means. In the meantime, I'm gonna probably upgrade the reactors and see how many hyper shields I can fit on. 1 hyper shield and 1 T3 shield, and I've gone from... Actually, I might just put the hyper shield there. Nope, can't put it there, but I can put on a T3 shield and some neutronium armor, I think. Which is at +5 armor, which is a decent amount of damage reduction. It's what, about 8% more max HP? It's not bad. And more leaders are good. Core sector systems. I like that. Army health and damage, not right now. More leader lifespan, maybe. I don't want more core sectors right now. Or core sector systems. That'll be nice. Why are people dropping transports onto... None of this is making any sense whatsoever. Are you bombarding this? Yes. Time is passing, yes. Alright then, I have no idea what's going on anymore. This is 220 shields. The new version has 325 shields. Yes, let's overwrite it. You can come enter orbit, because I have absolutely no idea. But I am way over time. I got a bit distracted. Sorry about that. We're going to see how I recover from this in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. I have been Jim of the Fuzzy. I hope to see you again next time.